All right, rounds of thunderstorms coming to the Northeast. 2 more rounds as we go through this week. Now, the Northeast has been saturated, especially this area. I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to highlight it for you. Right in there from southeastern Pennsylvania into Maine. You see that dark green? This is where in the last 30 days, we've had 2 to 3 times above the historical average rainfall. So think about it this way. We've had 2 to 3 months worth of rain in the last 30 days on this graphic, but I can tell you this, a lot of this area in here has had this in the last 2 weeks. The ground is saturated. It cannot take any more rain. Unfortunately, we have more coming. Let me show you our high temperatures today, and you'll note the difference here. 78 in Buffalo, 79 in Pittsburgh, but along the I-95 corridor, we're in the 80s and 90s. There's a reason for that. We have this, a frontal boundary now pushing across central parts of Pennsylvania. Out ahead of this front, wind flow coming in out of the south means we're bringing in a lot of low-level moisture. Look at our dew point temperatures from earlier today, 60s and 70s here throughout the Northeast. So a lot of low-level moisture. I already showed you the warmth, and now we have convergence, winds coming together along that frontal boundary. I'm going to add one more ingredient. That front is being supported by this dip in the jet stream, our trough coming east. What's a trough? It's cold air aloft. So when you think about it, we've got the warmth and the low-level humidity at the surface. We also have a frontal boundary that's going to help trigger the thunderstorms, and then we have colder air aloft. I mean, that sets the table for some drenching thunderstorms as we move through today. Now, where are the thunderstorms going to cluster? For that answer, I want to take a look at the upper air map here. And what you're going to see is this. Look where you have the clustering of energy. You see this? Across Vermont, New Hampshire. There's not a lot, maybe some in Virginia, but there's not a whole lot south of New York City. So I think this is the area to watch for the most numerous thunderstorms as we go through today. And that's also an area that is intersecting with a very, very wet ground. Watch the thunderstorms go. There they go. Where are you going to get the clustering? In here, New York State, down toward New York City, Vermont, New Hampshire, those thunderstorms keep going. A couple of clusters of thunderstorms are going to move from southwest to northeast, along with the possibility of damaging wind gusts, which I think we're going to see with this. It's going over very saturated ground, unfortunately. And that's why we're so worried about the flash flooding, especially where? Vermont, New Hampshire, western and central Mass, western Connecticut, and western Maine. That's where I think we're going to see the lion's share of these thunderstorms. If you're in yellow, you have the threat of at least some strong thunderstorms as we go through today. Now, a little break in the action as we go through tomorrow. That front starts to leave. We're going to dry things out for a day. However, there's another system across the northern plains that's going to head east. And we're going to have the renewed threat for thunderstorms Thursday into Friday. Thursday and Thursday night across the Midwest, then into the Northeast. This is going to be Friday night. And I'm worried that this is going to be a slow-moving front. And flash flooding will resume, unfortunately, anywhere from southeastern Pennsylvania in the area that's been inundated. Southeastern Pennsylvania and into New England Friday and Friday night.